What the hell that be?
I was good on my own, that's the way it was. That's the way it was. You was good on the love for a fatty fuck. I'm so fatty love. Shit, what the fuck you complaining for? Feeling jaded up. Used to trip off that shit I was kicking to you. Had some fun on the run, though I give it to you. But baby, don't get it twisted. You was just another nigga on the hit list. Tryna fix any issues with a bad bitch. Didn't tell you that I was a savage. Fuck your white horse and a carriage. But you never could imagine. Never thought you could have that. You need me. Ooh, you need me. Feel a little more, give a little less. Now you hit the compass, but baby, ooh, you need me. You run around, she done roll it up. Let her run it up. Break it down like a bar, she would never rest. She would never rest. That's the real on the real, are you serious? How you feel? Used to trip off that shit I was kicking to you. Had some fun on the run, though I'll give it to you. But baby, don't get it twisted. Don't get it. You was just another nigga on the hit list. Tryna fix any issues with a bad bitch. Didn't tell you that I was a savage. Fuck your white horse and a carriage. But you never could imagine. Never thought you could have that. You need me. Ooh, you need me. Give a little less, make it fast. But baby, ooh, you need me.
What's going on, Conscious crew? Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. It is your favorite breakdown commentator, CTV, and I'm happy to have you guys here on this beautiful and wonderful Thursday. Okay, we have some things to get into, and before we do, I need you guys to definitely thumbs up the video. Look at that, we almost at 100 likes on this video and we ain't even got past the intro. If only you guys can keep this same energy for all the other commentary. Continue to thumbs up the video. You guys know that thumbing up not only helps with the algorithm, it also protects the live stream and it also encourages the notification system so that all the other unsuspecting Conscious crew members who are not in the building can in fact join us. Okay. Also, make sure that you're subscribed here because if I like it, you're going to love it. And welcome to all of the new subbies. You also need to make sure that you have your notification bell set to all because you never know what day or hour the king, or as some like to think of me, the queen, shall be queening. Okay. And if you don't mind, please share the stream out. You guys spread any other gossip and any other information, so definitely spread the news that everybody can use. Okay, I don't care whether your digital community is YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, Pornhub, or wherever it is you like to send. Just let those sinners know that the king is loud, live, and in color. With no further ado, let's go ahead and push the hell on through. Okay.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen,
All right, you guys, let me speak to some of the Conscious crew members in the building. And once again, continue to thumbs up the video. This is the best thing you can do for any live stream is hit like on the live stream. What's going on, my beautiful Ray? Hey, Trisha. What's going on, Phyllis? What's going on, Z Friend Views? Hey, boo, giving courtroom Rico. Look, I was trying to come up here and give you guys a Janet Jackson stare over Madison Square Garden, but some of these comments were taking me out, and you know I had to break character, girl. But I was trying to give y'all a nasty Beyonce, you know, Sasha Fierce-esque energy stare, girl. But y'all was going off, honey. Somebody else was talking about I'm giving real puss. I can't take y'all sometime. What's going on, Serenity? What's going on, Elise? What's going on? Hi. Hey, Sonia. Hey, everybody. What's going on, my classy queen? Hey, T. Trisha. Hey, boo. What's going on, Touch and Nora? All the moderators, all the ushers are in the building. What's going on, Teresa? Hey, Ashley. What's going on, everybody? Hey, JH. Flawless as ever. Thank you. What's going on, Corinthia? Hi. What's going on? Dreaming was taking me out, y'all. Sister Dreaming was taking me out. What's going on? Hey, Gift and the Curse podcast, my baby mother. What's going on, Caramel? Hey, Leonard. Hey, I pray Larry wins. Okay, so we got to get into some things. Now, before we get into the minutia, as my boy YB Entertainment would say, we got some church announcements first and foremost, okay? I'm going to be coming back. I'm going to try to come back to you guys tonight, okay? Probably bring Reckless along with me for the ride. I got to get into some of this Kanye West stuff that's going on. I thought I was through with Kanye West, but he's the gift that keeps on cursing. So I want to come back and get into some Kanye West commentary. I'm still working on my Balenciaga piece because the Balenciaga situation and the bondage and the children, it kind of created a whole rabbit hole. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to do this thing in parts, but I'm so eager to finally get to the commentary. So I'm going to try to finish up the last of my notes, see what I want to do about breaking down the commentary, or if I just want to try to strive for it all in one shot. And we'll definitely be back to get into some things tomorrow. Now, speaking of tomorrow, there's going to be some exclusive... There's going to be some other things going on tomorrow as well. You're going to want to be in the building. It's a lot of hoes on demon time out here in these streets, girl. I have to bring you guys some exclusive information, but I don't want to put it out yet because we don't allow the ops to get ahead of anything. So just keep looking for a watch page and keep checking that community tab, and you will know what's coming. Make sure that you set your reminder and all of that. And also shout out to my patrons and all of those who recently contributed to the platform. You guys know the PayPal and Cash App links are in the description and in the scroll below. With no further ado, let's finally get into an update. So you guys know that media mogul and our residential bald-headed secular man of God, Larry D. Reid, live, recently sued one of the accusers. You guys know that about 3 country small booty bottoms came forward making a series of allegations against the doctor. This particular accuser alleged that Larry had fondled him some years ago, despite the fact that he went and worked for Larry for years, even after he stated that these allegations came forward. The dates that he claimed he was fondled, and yet he went back to be employed by the man he accuses of touching him inappropriate. It's just a lot going on. If you get into my previous commentary, we get into the origin story. So just look at my first initial video if you guys are just new to this case. But this accuser not only cited that a man who he worked for even long after he cited these allegations against him, but his dates were all messed up. He claimed he was fondled at a property that did not even exist. Larry did not even own it at the time. He cited this on a half-filled out police report that doesn't even have Larry's name on the police report, but it has the address. He told the person that he initially went to give the story to that he wasn't interested in any legal recourse with Larry Reid, which was also strange, that this person preferred social media over any legal consequences, whether that would have been criminal or civil. The whole thing has just been really, really, really bizarre as far as I'm concerned. None of the accuser's behavior makes sense. We dropped a ton load of receipts about the fact that this man adored Larry and his family, etc. And then ironically, he came forward a few years later to make these egregious claims against Larry after Larry had severed the friendship with the accuser, okay? You know, it's always the rejection that just sends people crazy. Now, let me tell you, some people cannot get away with rejecting other people without there being consequences. I don't know if some of you in the comment section have that type of anointing on you, where you just don't have the luxury of not answering your phone or answering your door or just refusing a relationship or a friendship to somebody without somebody trying to torture and destroy you as a result of simply giving them a no. Now, I have that type of anointing on me. I got good pussy. I am gorgeous. Of course, people freak out when I tell them no. Well, Larry has that same damn anointing, okay? We just can't tell folk no. Matter of fact, both of us attracted a series of stalkers over the past 3 years that all tried to get us to say yes, tried to get close to us, tried to mingle with us. And because we didn't want a friendship, because we didn't want to let these people sit at the table with us, and we were nice about our no. It was simply no. We prefer you in the comment section. We prefer you underneath the video. We prefer you as a supporter, not necessarily someone that we need to go and, eat salad and eat baked potatoes with. Just you there and us here, and it's fine. But well enough couldn't be well enough, girl. I had no idea that telling people no would trigger up their crazy, okay? So in a way, I honestly feel like I can relate, and I'm sure at this point, Larry can relate in his own way to what women go through in terms of the fear of telling other people no. Particularly men take no really bad. No, you can't work for me. No, you can't be my friend. And yeah, I've outgrown the friendship. I've outgrown the professional relationship, and then kaboom, baby, before you know it, okay? Somebody trying to shoot you, somebody trying to stab you, beat you, somebody slandering you, One of these guys claimed that Larry gave him HIV. Larry produced 4 HIV results since the year of 2014, where this man allegedly claimed he was first infected by Larry to prove that Larry did not have HIV. He also refuses to present any facts and paperwork around the fact that he even has HIV. And not to mention that all of these guys, the 3 guys in question, all came forward anonymously, did not want their identities revealed, didn't want their names revealed. They wanted to just be able to make these unsubstantiated claims with no receipts and talk to social media rather than talk to the law. And they wanted the luxury of being able to do all of these things without anyone knowing their real identity. I've never seen a smear campaign so sloppy in execution. It was clear what this all was from day one. Nonetheless, accuser LaVontraye Andrews, who took to a social media platform last year to make these claims and then resurrected himself recently when he interviewed with the bling bling broke ass pastor with the collagen filled lips, to reiterate these allegations, finally got the lawsuit that you would assume he would have been asking for. Okay? You would have assumed that a man who is claiming that a man performed a criminal act on him would prefer to wrestle it out in court in the legal system because it gives him the possibility to finally bring justice to his abuser. And yet, that has not been the case. let's get into this update and let's ask some critical questions, okay? So thumbs up, this video, you guys, okay? So you guys know that Larry Reid got LaVontraye served. LaVontraye Andrews of North Carolina served, okay? His mother, Mrs. Andrews, received the summons on Andrews' part, Mr. Andrews' part. She claimed and acknowledged that Andrew lived at the address that the process server served him his summons at, okay? So she took this paperwork on his behalf and she clarified to the process server that he in fact lived there. However, what Mr. Andrews did in response was produce an image of a license that was heavily redacted that stated or showed that he actually is a residency in Atlanta, which he also recently changed his Facebook location to Atlanta as well. Before he was served, he had it listed as NC. After he responded to the lawsuit with this redacted license, he then changed his lived area of his Facebook section to Atlanta rather than North Carolina where it had been, okay? This license is heavily blotched out. It doesn't show the expiration date. So for all one knows, the license is an old license, has now expired, etc. Nobody knows because once again, he submitted a redacted license that only shows his face, his name, and state and city, okay? Now, something I want to add to that. It'll probably come back to me. So as a result, okay, there's some jurisdictional issues, okay? So Larry has had to file a notice of dismissal, voluntary, of course. So let's get into that filing. I'm going to share my screen here. Hold on. Let me share my screen and thumbs up the video, honey, okay? Let me see here. I'm still learning Ecamm. It's a shame that I'm still learning the software, you guys. Still learning the software, okay? All right, so here is Larry's response. I'm going to explain to you what is going on here. Okay, let me make sure you guys can see this. If you guys can see this, please give me a 1 in the chat before I proceed. Give me a nasty piece of 1 in the chat. And thumbs up the video. I'm gonna wait to get a response from you guys before I proceed. I wanna make sure you guys are able to see this. Hey Queen of Dance, what's going on? Let me know in the chat, you guys, if you guys can, I know it's a little delayed on y'all's end. I'm like 1 minute ahead of y'all. Okay. Hold on. Thank you so much. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right, this is the one. Okay. So here is Larry's response, okay? Now, you guys can see here, it reads, in the United States District Court for the Middle District of North Carolina, Winston-Salem Division, plaintiff Larry D. Reid and Larry Reid Live LLC versus LaVontraye Andrews, the defendant. Okay, well, he's well known now, so I don't know why this is redacted. Plaintiff's notice of dismissal without prejudice. In order to address pending jurisdictional issues, plaintiff Larry D. Reid and Larry Reid LLC, acting through counsel and pursuant to federal rule of civil procedure, hereby dismiss this action without prejudice with leave to refile, okay? This 5th day of December of 2022, okay? So Larry has had to submit a notice of dismissal without prejudice. Without prejudice means that Larry has the option to refile if he so sees fit, if he feels like going through the rigmarole, etc. Okay, it leaves it open. Okay, now Larry had to dismiss the case because diversity has to be proven. Okay, and Larry's team cannot prove that LaVontraye doesn't live in Atlanta, okay? And if he would have took a chance and continued to move forward with the case, despite not being able to prove diversity, then there would have been a good chance that the courts would have threw the case out, and that would have made, and they probably would have threw it out with prejudice, okay? So it was actually a strategic move for Larry to submit the motion to have the case dismissed because LaVontraye is claiming that he doesn't live in North Carolina where he was served and where his mother took his summons on his behalf, because he now allegedly lives in Atlanta, Georgia, okay? Now, what's interesting about this is I want you guys to someone to really tell me, why would LaVontraye be running from this process? You get served, your mother receives the summons because you live at home with her, allegedly. That's what we thought you lived. And of course, your mother informs you, even if you live in Atlanta, that, hey, you've received some paperwork here. You've been put on notice. Now, you are an alleged victim, and you've had the wherewithal and the bandwidth and the Wi-Fi to speak to Bishop Big Lip. You've had the wherewithal to speak to an insignificant YouTuber who has less than 4,000 subscribers. You've had the wherewithal to, hit a StreamYard link with a fake name and a fake avatar, and to bring attention to your alleged violation. And now you have the opportunity, because your alleged violator has asked to speak with you in court, so that your truth can be heard before the criminal justice system of this crazy country, and give you a fair one in terms of bringing him down to size. Because allegedly, this is your truth. And if it's the truth should fucking stand. Why would someone who's been willing to talk to bloggers, willing to talk to commentators, not be willing to talk to a judge about what he alleges happened to him at the age of 14, 15, 16? He also can't get it right when he was violated. He's had to change dates and ages 2 times now. And if he would have been able to see Larry in court regarding this lawsuit, he would have had to change it for the 3rd time around, because all the other ages that he alleged that he was when he was touched was, once again, when this property that he filed on a half filled out police report didn't exist. The home didn't exist, the property didn't exist, and his and Larry's relationship, more importantly, did not exist at the age of 14. Larry did not know this family when LaVontraye was 14 or 15 or 16. If he would have had to be in federal court fighting for his life and his liberty, he would have had to once again change the age he alleges that he was fondled, so that things can chronologically line up with the time that this property and this home existed that he alleged the violation took place at. Now, mind you, LaVontraye also has had he had it made in terms of his resources, because Bishop Big Lip, remember, offered him his legal counsel. Bishop Big Lip's attorney has been assisting LaVontraye for free. Remember when Bishop Big Lip stated on his platform with his half-purchased robotic subscribers that if LaVontraye needed help bringing Larry into the court system, that he would cover all costs? Well, he's in some way, shape, or form made good on that, because it's been Bishop Big Lip's attorney that's also been responding to these filings in part, while LaVontraye also is kind of representing himself in part. Now, mind you, these are things that even without the assistance and the aid and the welfare of Bishop Big Lip, that LaVontraye should have had preparated, right? Because what person even comes forward to testify against somebody who's wealthy, somebody who's rich, somebody who has the means and the resources to carry therein before you even open up your rabbit mouth? Or are these the sloppy makings of a country bottom who knows nothing and thought that he was just going to scoot by with clout and he was going to play off of Larry's long suffering, and that Larry would never really come for that ass, and that for whatever reason, the bloggers that he told this half-conky-maggy story to actually had the authority to bring Larry down to start. Now those bloggers are nowhere to be found. And Bishop Big Lip is only half-ass participating because he's half broke his damn self. But whose fault is it if you don't have the proper representation? Because if you get your ass up here on Beyonce's internet and you accuse any motherfucker of doing something, you best to be prepared to see their ass in fucking courts. And not being prepared is solely your responsibility and your problem. But he doesn't even have that excuse of being totally incompetent, because he has help. Bishop Big Lip has employed his lawyer pro bono on behalf of LaVontraye Andrews. So let's take it back again. Here it is. You choose to come forward anonymously to another YouTube uploader's platform who doesn't even have the clout to make your story significant, and who ironically also hates Larry's guts because Larry also told him no, just like he told you no. The thing that both you, Bishop Big Lip, and the YouTube uploader whose platform you ran to all have in common is y'all all was told a capital N freaking O. Okay? So, very ironic that you choose somebody who's already have a strong predisposition toward the media mogul. And you do this twice. You go to his platform, and then almost a year later, you go to Bishop Big Lip's platform. But you don't want to see him in court, which made it weird that you even came forward to begin with, and yet stated when you initially came forward you didn't want to see the man in court. Now the man is giving you the opportunity to make it real. He's giving you the opportunity to make your Mary J. Blige story significant. He's giving you the opportunity to talk to these good white people about what you allege he did to you, and you would rather play jurisdictional issues rather than to take the opportunity to finally give it to the doctor. And if you weren't going to really give it to the doctor, then what was the point of even coming forward to all of Larry's haters, anonymously at that, never even able to stand in your truth as a man? If this is something that happened to you, something you're claiming is important to you, why even dare present the story as an avatar? Why is it that it took Larry suing you for your identity to surface and bubble up to the surface? Why were you not able to take to your own platform and tell your story? Why is it that all the people you chose to speak to hate Larry Reid's guts? Why is it that you came to the initial YouTube uploaders page after he had presented a post that put a price tag on anyone who has any dirt and information on Larry to come forward? Is this also why you're running? Because you know that all of that context and all of those screenshots and all of that evidence is going to not work in your favor? And that you've got yourself into a bit of a pickle here? And that some anger, some repressed hostility and anger that you have toward the doctor that you've misrepresented in false allegations against him, you know that you're not going to be able to prove? You have no idea how you're going to explain to the courts how you allege you was fondled by a man at 2 different ages that you didn't even know him, at a property that didn't even exist, and you came forward and told the story after the person who you told it to was willing to pay anybody with dirt to come forward and tell that dirt to his platform? What? Are you scared to be subpoenaed and to have your bank and your electronic devices screened for any interesting deposits around that time? Because you never met the YouTube uploader in person, which means that any transactions definitely would have been digital. Digital means that there's a digital footprint that exists, a digital footprint that tells the real story here. That then would explain why you came forward anonymously. Because only liars do that. And only people who want to get away with the lie do that. Oh, I can't stand the man that this YouTube uploader is talking about. I know this man personally. If he's willing to conceal my identity and there's a payout for doing so, hey, why not take a swing? Why not take the opportunity to finally hurt him for rejecting me? Because I've been angry at his ass ever since he told me no. Because since he told me no, Larry Reid's platform has went on to double half its audience, speaking to millions of people. This man has been able to retire as a part-time substitute teacher and Uber driver and fully live off of his own essence and his own platform. He's been able to now transcend a tax bracket and can literally call himself rich. His status, his social equity has risen, and you're sitting at what we thought was the basement dwellings of country-ass North Carolina living with your mammy. I can understand the inner frustration. Truly, I can. But what I don't understand is why you would not want to see your abuser in court and you have the money and the resources of another person who has inserted themselves into your situation, aiding and abetting you. So all you have to do is actually show up and show out on behalf of the justice you've made everyone believe that you want in some way, shape, or form. I can't imagine what your motivation would not be, considering that the other 2 fellas that came forward, the one that accused Larry of having HIV, and then Larry proved he never had HIV and still doesn't have HIV, and that person never even produced their HIV results either, are good friends. So there's enough motivation for you to have stepped into the court system, not only for yourself, but to avenge all your other line-ass homeboys who have accused Larry of being gay or giving them a STI that he does not have. What is the motivation for coming to social media influencers and one YouTube uploader? I would hardly put influencer on their name. And one bitch who brought half of their goddamn subscribers on Instagram, but you refuse to talk with lawyers. You refuse to talk to a judge. You refuse to let your story play out in a way that can not only be vindicating for you, but for plenty of other people who've actually been abused. And here it is, you are running to the ends of the earth from having to deal with Larry directly. And we know why. And it's because none of the facts are on your side. And unlike social media, you wouldn't be able to dip in and out of the lawsuit and the litigation. You would actually have to play hardball. Something you can't do because the facts ain't on your side. But you can get out here in social media land and you can play off of the gullibility and the pre-existing trauma in viewers who have been molested and get them to identify strongly with your story despite them trading in critical thinking for projecting their own fucking trauma onto the situation, not realizing that they've been hoodwinked and bamboozled right out in the open for all to see in 4K. And cracking this case didn't even take a rocket science. What it did is take setting aside preconceived notions and dealing with exactly what was on the table. The police report doesn't make any fucking sense. The dates don't make any fucking sense. The fact that you praised this man and his family for years and years and years and years and years on end as a grown-ass man, and we proved this in my last commentary, don't make sense. That you called this man as a grown man, a man of God. And you were so blessed to have his mentorship, and he was such a wonderful spiritual leader. Even after he had kicked you out of his home for your disobedience and your rebellion and your theft and all the trouble that you brought to his ministry. That on behalf of your mother, your poor mother, who begged Larry to take you back as a grown man because you needed a job and you needed a purpose to stay your ass out of them streets. Something that you were failing to do, which is why your criminal arrest record cites you for grand theft. Because you've been out here on your bald-headed hoe shit. Not to mention that you left a train wreck behind you because you have ministers from Larry's ministry who proved to me, as we reported last year, this story, that you and your wife ran off with $10,000 worth of a loan that was used to put her through cosmetology school. And despite you and this minister having a verbal and an oral agreement about paying him back in increments, you dodged him, ignored him, as seen in the DMs, as seen in the text messages, as seen in the correspondences. This man was ready to sue you. This man had to have this debt go on his credit. He had to pick up an extra job just to make up for the money that he thought and trusted you to give back to him, that you didn't and still not have. The fact that another minister came forward and proved that you stole his freaking car. I begin to understand why LaVontraye never wanted to come forward. Because he didn't want all of his actual dirt provable dirt, verifiable dirt to wash up on the land. And he didn't want to trigger up those that he's abused in the past, he's lied on in the past, he's manipulated in the past, to have their opportunity to take up their issue with him. He knew that if he would have came fully forward and stood in the broader day, that he would have had to put up with everybody else that he's hurt. You're weird. And I feel so bad for the viewers who listened to this man's story and identified with his abuse and his story, because those people listening had a real story. They had a real story. Those people knew people who had a real story. And here it is, you had someone who was weaponizing a situation that is so triggering and polarizing in and of itself, just to get back at a man who didn't touch him, but a man who rejected him. And as I said in my last commentary, I understand LaVontraye's frustration because Larry did cut his ass off out of nowhere. But guess what? It's not illegal to stop answering your phone for someone. It's not illegal to just stop hanging out and stop associating with someone. Painful, yes. Hurtful, yes. Not illegal. People have the right to divorce. People have the right to unfriend. People have the right to unfollow. People have the right to pull back their support and their presence and their energy and their time for whatever reason, including no reason at all. Just because they feel like it, they can. Hurtful, not illegal. And you don't have a right to punish someone for rejecting you. Nobody does. You don't have the right to punish. A man doesn't have the right to punish a woman for breaking up with him. Shanquella's friends didn't have the right to punish her for wanting to leave early, for not wanting to cover all of the doom buggy and all of the extracurricular activities for the birthday boy, Nazir, and the birthday girl, Dejanay. You don't have the right to steal from people, to punish people, to hurt people because you couldn't get them to bend to your will or to open up themselves to you emotionally, psychologically, etc. You don't have the right to do that. Nobody does. And ever since social media has become a real thing, this is exactly the way that social media has been weaponized, where people who have been fired, people who have been broken up with, didn't you just hear about that story of the same gender-loving female couple where the stud killed her girlfriend? She took police on a wild goose chase, ran her car through an apartment complex. I think they killed her in a shootout, maybe, but they found the girlfriend deceased in the back of the trunk. Or the other story before that of, unfortunately, another same gender-loving couple where the stud shot her ex-girlfriend to death and told her that she was going to do so. This mother of two, mother of three, now is not here because people don't know how to contain their feelings. People out here losing their life to people and their feelings. People out here being slandered to death, being assaulted psychologically, being assaulted emotionally because of someone's feeling, because you didn't allow someone I had a friend call me earlier this year when we had accidentally got introduced to another sector of YouTube. And he called me one night because he was shook. He said, CTV, do you know that you have grown men out here talking shit about you because you blocked them from the live chat? Or because you didn't respond to their comment. They're literally in the video stating what you did to them that got them talking shit. And what you did was simply boot their ass from the platform, probably for being a troll or for just not acknowledging them. This social media shit is really real to some people. And people's need for attention is deep. And the things they'll do and the things they'll say for the sake of 5 minutes and a moment are extreme. And I would even categorize as demonic and hellish. Hellish at the things I've witnessed. Not only when it came to myself, but just when it came to so many other people. There's sick people in the world. And those sick people know that the internet is not heavily regulated. So you can practically get away with sheath. There's so much you can get away with out here on these internet streets. It's now the new revenge. It's the new get back. It's the new clapback. It's the new weapon that one can only hope they can prosper against another, if need be. If the friendship fails, we've seen that. We've seen people go join with 6, 7, 8 other damn people against one person. I've seen it. We've seen people damn near assemble a congressional hearing against people for things that they thought happened, things they thought were said. And even if something was said and done, it's the false equivalency for me. It's the from 0 to 100 for me. It's the overkill for me. Seen it all. So my one question to LaVontraye Andrews, you've came forward to the internet to 2 different raggedy content creators. Why are you not willing to see your alleged abuser in court? Why are you avoiding? And you have the pro bono help of Bishop Big Lip with his raggedy ass attorney helping you for free. For free. That's why you're able to represent yourself. He's giving you tutelage. So you have the resources. You've shown us that you want to come forward because you came forward on social media, but you don't want to come forward before a real investigative system that has the opportunity to avenge you. Larry basically paid the courts to give you the opportunity to make your story real and to bring consequences and repercussions against him. And the fact that it took him to give you that opportunity and it wasn't your first step. Your first step was not a civil suit. Your first step was not a criminal suit. Your first step was not anything else but running to people who are Larry's open enemies as an avatar after being asked to come forward via payment. This makes no sense to me. If anybody had ever done anything fucked up to me and I had the resources to return back some of that energy, oh baby, I would. Especially if I was already going to spend my time making lifetime stories on the internet about it. But then soon as the character in your story shows up outside of the pages and is willing to get with you, then you're nowhere to be found. It should be Larry running from you. He's the one being accused. It should be Larry avoiding the process server. It should be Larry jumping hopscotching states. That should be what Larry is doing. He's the one that has everything to lose here. And he's the one who's being accused here. All you have the luxury of doing is taking your pro bono help from Bishop Big Lip and doing what you've already done on 2 different occasions, which is running your mouth to the courts now instead of to a blogger who can't do nothing for you. Now, I need to know why a man who's been willing to tell his story over the course of 365 days and has the resources to see Larry through litigation for free would rather not do that, but show up as an avatar. Oh, and he changed his name on Facebook so none of you guys can look him up. That's what he did. He changed his name. Why are you running? Why are you hiding? Why are you, why? Is anybody listening? I'm going to take some comments. Oh. Yeah, hold on, wait a minute. Let me do something real quick. This is him. He changed his face. This is him. He changed his Facebook profile from LaVontraye Andrews to LaTray of Atlanta, Georgia. Married to Miss Ashley Andrews, who also changed her location. Okay? Now, ironically, Ashley Andrews was penalized by Larry's ministry because she was in an inappropriate relationship as a grown woman to a then teenage LaVontraye Andrews, allegedly. And that's why they had to drop kick her ass out of the church. So this dysfunctional couple, of course, is, you know, they're on script, but now he's LaTray, okay? He made sure that he scrambled the names and spaced out everything so that you guys, you know, couldn't give him that work and jump in his DMs or none of that shit, okay? He immediately went, honey, like literally, after I reported on the lawsuit the first time, honey, he went and changed all of this. But why? Why? Because if you're going to social media with your abuse story, what is there to hide? You've already ran your mouth. Yes, you've ran your mouth as an avatar, which just begs for more whys. Why? Now, you guys know that there are people who just want this to be true because they just don't like Larry. This isn't for those people, okay? This is for the people who have eyes wide open and who are sincerely concerned and curious about this case. We have questions, and we would like them answered. But LaVontraye refuses to come forward in any substantial or legitimate way to do that. So what's going to happen now is, for now, the case will cease. Since LaVontraye now lives in Atlanta, Georgia, Larry has put the courts on notice. Voluntary dismissal, since LaVontraye is claiming jurisdictional issues by presenting an Atlanta, Georgia license. And because Larry can't prove diversity, for now, the case will cease. But I think this case ceasing, because LaVontraye is determined and committed to running, is vindication for Larry. If I were Larry, this would be vindicating for me. This was enough to expose LaVontraye Andrews for who the fuck he really is and what the fuck this really is about. Because he knows what discovery is going to look like in this lawsuit. He knows all the evidence he's going to have to deal with on Larry's end. He knows he's already gotten out here and changed his story 50 million 11 times and changed his age different 50 million 11 times. And he knows he's going to have to speak to and address why he was willing to be employed by this man. Years after he allegedly was fondled as a teenage boy. And then you went to play for this man's ministry and band for years afterwards as a grown man. He knows that his mother is going to be subpoenaed. And that she's going to have to testify that, yes, I called Larry, LaVontraye Andrews' mother, and I begged him to take my son back, to let my son back into the ministry, even after all he had said and all he had done to Larry's name and to Larry's ministry at that time. And this is pre-social media. And LaVontraye Andrews knows that his mother is integral enough to tell the truth. That she's not going to lie on his behalf. That she's an honest, God-fearing woman. That's why she was honest enough to open up that door in North Carolina and to receive that summons on her child's part. And said, yes, he lives here. But LaVontraye asked for this. You came forward. You utilized social media. You opened up this altercation between you and Larry. You did this. Now the time is near and the coast is clear. And you pussy popping like, where is Carmen Sandiego? Is it San Francisco? Is it LA? Is it Alaska? Are you in Cabo now? Why? Why can't you say the things that you said about Larry to social media, to the justice system? Why? So for now, the case will cease to be. The case has been dismissed. But to me, this is justice all by itself. Because it proves who the truth is siding with. And that's the person who was bold enough to see the lie in court. To test and try the lie in court. This alone is total liberation. I told Larry myself, I wouldn't even waste any more time. You just proved him to be the liar that he is. by even giving him the opportunity to see you in court. And here it is, he'd rather duck and dive. But he knew where to find Bishop Big Lips when he was ready to perpetuate that slander against Larry. He knew where to find the YouTube uploader. But you don't know how to find your way into the courtroom to really bring your alleged abuser under scrutiny, legal scrutiny. And even with all this help, and even with all these people who done hooped and hollered in the comment sections of those interviews, you know that it's not them who's going to be able to win this case for you. You know that people telling you from the live stream saying, I stand with you, LaVontraye. I stand with you, Mr. Andrews. You know that none of them hoes matter in federal court. Only the truth does. Only the truth does. So, comments. I now am looking at my comment section. If you guys have any questions, now would be the time to ask me those questions, because if you guys have been asking questions, I have not been looking at my chat to see them. So I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to ask your questions, and then we're going to wrap this up. Oh my God, an hour. I was here perfectly for an hour. Amazing. Timing was immaculate. Tasha says, I don't mean to be rude, but is CTV his spokesperson that's letting himself to talk about this? He is. He has a lawsuit. Are you dumb, Tasha? You're saying that a man isn't speaking who has opened up an entire lawsuit. And why would Larry want to talk to y'all when he can talk to a judge? Something that LaVontraye should be doing. I'm media, doing what media does. Okay? I report on Shanquella. I report on Nicki Minaj. I report on Consciouztv. I report on Larry Reid. Why would Larry talk to y'all when he can talk to the court and really see about it? Because what talking to y'all going to accomplish? What is him talking to you going to accomplish? What is your opinion going to matter? Your opinion has no authority in heaven or in earth to make a damn difference about these allegations against Larry. And any person who ever has had litigation with someone would know that one of the first rules of thumb, Tasia, is to shut your motherfucking mouth. That's what you have lawyers for. Now, if media want to jump in it and get all involved in the litigation, that's their business. But Larry is a real businessman who has spent real money, who have real lawyers. Shout out to Raymond and the legal team over there in Ohio. We love you guys. So why would he want to speak to y'all for what? Maybe speak to y'all after the fact, sure. Speak to y'all beforehand for what? Let's see this thing through court. Let's do that. Let's see this thing through court, and then after, okay, we don't have to forever hold our peace. And that's what your rights are. That anything you say and do can and will be used against you in the court of law, just like it's going to be in LaVontraye's case, which is why he pussy popping all across the dirty South. Because he done put his foot where his mouth is and wrote a goddamn check that his ass can't cash. Because he done got out here with y'all and yabba dabba damn dude. And now look at him. Having the spider walk. Out of accountability. Okay. Next question. I see the next movie interviewed by a sexy vampire. Tasia Huss, okay? Oh my God. there should be charges, said Spiritual Gangster. There should be charges brought against them if they won't face the courts. Well, Larry's trying to bring those charges, you know. He's trying to hold them accountable, you know, but everybody want to go to changing their legal name and changing their social security name and scrubbing off their fingerprints and shit. And, you know, now that it's time to play ball, now that it's time to play chess, none of these niggas want to stay on a monopoly board. Now that Larry done made it real for everybody involved, and this happened last year. For those of you who just kind of catching up to this because this stuff kind of, you know, resurrected this year again. This happened last year when Larry went to sending out lawsuits. Bloop, baby, bitches got ghosts. It was like turning lights on to a roach infestation, baby. Cleared it, boo. Cleared it. When process servers went out, it was like Moses opening up and parting the seas. Cleared it. The same thing happened last year. Everybody's so big and everybody's so bad and everybody's story so real and everybody got such a story and got trauma and been abused. And then when it was showtime, all the lights went off. Same shit. Same script. Different cast. CTV, can I back this peach up on you tonight, baby? You can. Baby, you can do a lot more than back it up, baby. You can open that thing. Don't get me started, baby mother. We'll talk offline, okay? Let me see what Tay here had to say. Tay says, it's the fact that she had my name and I keep thinking it's talking to me. Oh my God, no, Tay. Tasia, not Taylor. What's going on, Sam Cook? You are glowing tonight. I feel really good. I had an amazing birthday. You guys know I turned 37 last year, so you know, shout out to all the Conscious crew members who made a king feel like a queen. Okay, but I'm in a really good place, man. Life is brilliant. Okay, brilliant. Okay, shout out to the moderators. You heard the moderators, honey. Warning: if you put proper names in the chat, your comments will be deleted, and that's on period. Repeat offenders will be timed out, and that's on period. Okay. Give them hoes prison names, okay? If you got to side them, honey. We don't give no free for promotion. Them hoes got to get it from the paint up, just like CTV had to do, baby. No willful clout chasing over here. Let me see. Gregory Shell said, do you know what Unwind is talking about? I have no idea what Veneer Mouth is talking about over on over on Bigo. Where she got to pop her pussy for dinosaurs and Tyrannosaurus Rexes and flowers and shit, honey. You know, that shit over Obigo as well. I have no idea. But however, stay tuned because what we're going to be here with tomorrow may be connected to to the scheme and the scam she's trying to pull, baby. Okay? So make sure y'all keep a watch out for the watch page and set your reminder, honey. We got to get into some teams. Oh, Sabra says Larry is blessed to have a friend in you. Oh, well, Larry is equally, you know, he's an amazing human being. And when these allegations came up last year, just because I'm his friend did not mean that I automatically just blah blah blah. You know, me and Larry had extensive conversations, fine-tooth comb through this, and I also took it upon myself last year to go down into North Carolina myself and to talk to living residents who lived there, to get in contact with old ministers and people who had lived in the home. That's why we had the interviews and things to present to you guys last year. You can find those interviews. Some of those interviews are in Patreon. Well, you find the interviews on the platform, but you find the receipts to everything in the Patreon. So, you know, I chose to be super integral as media, despite this being my friend, you know, to be fair to the general public, you know, and to also sustain credibility behind my own platform. And I had to get in and see what the hell was going on and listen and hear out both sides. And nobody could corroborate. Nobody could corroborate these accusations. Even LaVontraye's own family had no idea that that he was claiming this. And it didn't make sense to them for the same reason that it don't make sense to y'all. Because they saw this man go work for this man for 3-4 years after he once again became a grown man. They saw this man salivate at the mouth as a grown man over Larry, be employed by Larry, beg to be in Larry's good graces, speak highly and well of Larry. So for him to bust out with this was also shocking to LaVontraye's family. Nobody could cooperate it. It was a hot mess. I just tuned in and all I saw was CTV blowing gently in the wind. These hoes could never. Sam, you know. Hey, Tiptoe. Hey, Boo. Hey, Latrice. Hi, baby mother. Law, I'm going to leave y'all. I've been telling God to change my heart. At least make me 1/3 heterosexual so that I can marry Latrice Spencer, honey. Okay, but I know God gonna have to make her 1/3 heterosexual too, honey, because both of us part of the rainbow. But I feel like between my femininity and her divine masculinity, that we still can be considered a heterosexual couple in the eyes of God, and we can still get away. You know, we're having a beautiful love affair. So, you know, I'm gonna continue to pray and put Latrice Spencer on my altar, honey. That's gonna be my wife, honey. Okay, in one way, shape, or form. Even if I gotta put her on the payroll. Okay, I'm old enough to start paying for pleasure. Ray says, "Why ain't Big Lip doing all them daily sessions anymore, baby?" Because the well dried up, Ray. The well done dried up, child. It always does. Tiptoe says, "Can Larry get some type of order for them to shut the fuck up and leave him alone?" He can. However, well, he can actually. He could pursue a restraining order. He could pursue a protective order. But that would only protect him physically from these people, and these people don't even have enough clout to even enter into the spaces or the neighborhoods or the events that Larry dwells in. So there's probably zero chance of him even accidentally running into these poor country people. However, he could go for a gag order, but once again, that would take actual litigation. Any any protective order or restraining order would only provide boundary physically, but it wouldn't keep, these people from talking. And he's now, the whole point of him suing LaVontraye was to also get that gag order, sue the draws and the pants off his ass. Now, let me tell you how crazy this is. And this is why these liars should be mindful. Because Larry can keep them in litigation, even if this thing never goes to court, and run their pockets in. He could do that. That's how a lot of people torture people legally. Is they know you broke, stank, and stupid. And because you won't shut the fuck up and keep somebody's name out of your mouth, they ain't even hardly worried about an actual verdict. Just tying you up in the justice system, because every piece of paperwork that has to be pushed in any litigation costs coin. Coin. You pay to respond legally. Your legal responses, that's cost. You'll be done spent $6,000 in litigations just over a 6-month period, and y'all ain't even got to trial yet. Remember when Larry had sued the YouTube uploader and got that gag order against the YouTube uploader? Well, it was estimated that it was going to run Larry $150K just to make it to trial, and it was going to run the YouTube uploader, who already had a lawyer who was willing to take half the payment, who was willing to work for the low, because the uploader was broke as hell and living off of less than $1,000 a month. It was going to take the YouTube uploader $70-80K just to make it to trial. So when people also be talking about sue this one and sue this one and sue this one, this shit is expensive. And it also, more importantly, requires time, because it's not really the money that's the issue for Larry. The money is the issue for all these hoes getting sued. All these hoes getting sued are not on Larry's level financially. But what it does cost Larry is time. Time away from his businesses, time away from his family, time away from his brand. This man be booked on sets for HBO specials. This man hosts gigs. This man is on TV. This man has Patreon. This man has YouTube. This man has an actual brand. And so time having to be in virtual court and physical court and corresponding with lawyers, etc. It's just one more extra thing on his plate. But technically, yeah, he was trying to get that by suing LaVontraye. But once again, that requires an actual litigation. When it comes to like a restraining order or when it comes to a protective order, the other party doesn't really have to show up. You can kind of get that just by begging the judge and letting the judge know, hey, I feel unsafe and this person is harassing me. You can go and make up blatant lies and they'll grant you a protective order, okay? And they'll do that because they figure that 9 times out of 10, what typically will scare a person, even if they are actually after you, is there being this piece of paper between you and them. So usually that's enough to stop a physical threat for people who are halfway sane. Only people who are out of their fucking mind will violate a restraining order or a protective order. And once again, you don't need the other party to litigate with, really. That's something that you can petition the courts yourself to accomplish. But when it comes to a gag order and something that's going to put a zipper on a bitch mouth, that actually requires litigating. And you have to drag the other person into that legally. That other person has to have and be given the fair opportunity to respond and to represent themselves and to defend themselves. So to get them to shut the fuck up, motherfuckers have to be willing to see Larry ass in court. Touching note, that man was working for government cheese and gas money. Hey, Yellow Pill, what's going on? Shout out to CTV, shout out to the chat. Who we dragging tonight, baby? Or already dragged. You missed the drag. Where you be, Yellow Pill? You always miss the dragons, okay? You always come in on the last 2-3 minutes, okay? The dragon already done commenced. Saw. My God, today. Shout out to Yellow Pill. Make sure y'all shout out. He's an amazing content creator. The brother be having all type of amazing conversations, okay? We got to collab soon, Yellow Pill. Let me also, this sounds like some high school mess. It is, Teresa. It is. It is. It's a mess, but look, it's a victory. Larry, it's another victory. Any motherfucker who can do everything else but see a motherfucker really is a person that's already been exposed. LaVontraye Andrews, you've been exposed. What you're doing, of course, is you think you're saving your ass on the front end, but what you've also done is expose your ass on the back end by trying to save it. Because it'd be one thing if nobody knew who you were and you were living your life with your weird ass wife and y'all were, living like the hills have eyes and shit, eating your pork and beans and your goddamn dill pickles and shit in good country solace, and Larry just drugged y'all up, just drugged you up, it'd be different. I could understand. And probably would feel bad for you. Because I'm just like, hey, leave well enough. Well enough. Leave it well enough. LaVontraye living his country ass life. You rich and famous and fabulous now. Hey, the scoreboard has scored. But in this case, you wanted the smoke. The defendant, just like last year, the YouTube uploader wanted the smoke. And then was trying to talk Larry out of not suing his ass. While telling Larry, if I'm lying, sue my ass. And then Larry sued your ass. And then they act dumb when somebody get up with they dumb asses. It'd be one thing if LaVontraye was living his life, sir. You came forward and accused this man of unsubstantiated, unfounded, egregious, and grotesque lies. And you are not willing to back your subjective truth up in a way that can make a difference for you. Instead, you rather run to Atlanta and to wherever it is you're going to be running to. So, In doing so, you had no idea that that also would work to Larry's advantage. Because even though the case is being dismissed voluntarily on Larry's side, you just vindicated him. Because you just prove that your bullshit will not hold up in the court of law, even though it has held up in some of the cracked out spaces of social media. You can pull them bald-headed hoe games and put on that woe is me shit and play off the gullible hearts of viewers online, but you know that none of that basic bitch shit will hold up in the court of law. You did the right thing by pussy popping, baby, and you better thank the heavenly stars that they honored you. Who? You better thank God you had that Atlanta license to submit, baby. You better be glad. And I hope you take heed to the mercy that was shown to you. Because now that you know that Larry is ready, I hope that you take this mercy, because you just been given the opportunity to go find you something else to do. And it'll be up to you to do just that. Or you can just suffer the same fate that the YouTube uploader that you spoke to last year suffered, except you're going to suffer worse because Larry took it easy, intentionally, on the YouTube uploader. Larry felt bad for the bitch. But as of that bitch being hard-headed and now having to be found in contempt of court and be paying Larry $75 a day until the courts change their stipulations, Larry does no longer feel bad for any of you bitches. All of you hoes will get it in the worst way. What Larry is committed to doing is having zero of his heart chakra active in any future litigation against anybody. Now that he see that he can't even be proper with you hoes, even when y'all have put yourselves in a situation, oh baby, all that Christian stuff is out of the window, boo. It's foot on your fucking neck. And that's to whomever Larry is going to have to sue, because there are 4 other lawsuits coming. Some of those lawsuits also involve lawsuits against other content creators. So I'm going to tell you hoes too out here on these internet streets who reporting this stuff, you simply better watch your mouth. And you better be very careful with the way you speak and report on this case, because I'll be reporting on your ass too. Without no problem. Okay? So let me see if there's any other comments, honey. Going once, going twice, honey. If you guys have any comments that I didn't speak to, ask them now or forever hold your peace. And we are 8 likes away from 300 likes, honey. Let's run it up. You said Aries trying to be messy. LaShonda says, Conscious, you are amazing in your words. Hold on. Thank you, baby baba. Oh my God. What is Aries doing? Scorpio queen. That's messed up. Oh my God. I'm glad that Larry Handel is responsible and respectfully, period. Absolutely. Okay. Let me see what, this Aries. Let me see what you've been saying. I feel like Larry should promote Conscious more often. In an interview, he was asked if he likes any current YouTubers, and Larry didn't mention anybody. He should mention Conscious. Well, the reason, Aries, that Larry didn't mention me is because me and Larry are not peers on the internet. We're actually like family. So if he's being asked about content creators, I'm not going to come to mind, because I'm first and foremost a friend and then everything else. Because honestly, when people ask me about my favorite content creators, Larry, like my friends who happen to do social media too, they don't come to mind because they're my friends first. I wouldn't even think to mention them if I was asked the same question. But look, y'all know damn well, what does a man have to say I'm afforded the opportunity to be on Larry's platform anytime that I want to. I've been on his platform. He's been on my platform forever. This MacBook here, this is a 2022 MacBook Pro. Larry purchased this for me 3 months ago just for the hell of it. This is a $1,300 laptop. Would I rather someone promoting me for the hell of optics on social media, or rather have a relationship to a friend who does things that actually matter? I prefer the mattering part. Okay? But Larry, if you're listening, the people want to see you promote the doll more often, baby. But trust and believe, Larry is good to me, baby. And that's all that I'm going to say. Larry is good to me. Now, being good to me does not mean that I don't drive Larry crazy, because Larry tell y'all all the time that yes, CTV is amazing, and I don't know what the hell I would do and who the hell I would be without him, but sometimes I gotta hang up in his damn face because I keep it 100 with Larry. Irregardless of $1,300 purchases, irregardless of whatever else, baby, okay? That's never going to change who I am, and I'm always going to tell the people that I love the truth, and I'm always willing to have confrontation, loving confrontation with people that I'm in relationship to and I'm in concert to, okay? So, yes, me and Larry have a great friendship, but we have one that's honest, and yes, we do have one that's reciprocal as well. You know, he gives just as much to me as I give to him, and we have a very honest connection. So I'm very grateful, because typically you don't find all those elements existing in one thing. Typically, you know, you have to, like Nene said to Larry, typically you can only be 75% honest. In marriage, in friendship, maybe even less than that. What I can say is that me and Larry are able to be 100%. 100%. He willing to piss me off. I'm willing to piss him off. He willing to tell me no. I'm willing to tell him no. All those natural ebb and flows are able to exist. And to be honest, that's the only way I can be in anybody's life. This is why some of my relationships on social media have also clashed, okay? Me and another content creator had a long-standing beef. We started off as friends, and then we fell out, and then we made up, and we fell out because I was willing to tell my friend the truth. Sometimes the truth costs you, especially if the other person isn't mature enough to still value that, even if they're going to disagree with what you're saying to them. Even if they don't like what you're saying to them. They accept that it comes from a place of care, a place of concern, a place of legit observation, and they still might disagree and still might go do what the fuck you don't want them to do, but they're still able to be an appreciation for that adversity in the relationship. I don't believe in yes man-ass relationships. I don't believe love is soft in that way. I think if you love somebody, you will stay on their fucking neck, especially when you believe you have good reason to be on their fucking neck. You will press all necessary issues in a loving relationship for the sake of there being love. So, Larry is a great person, and you know, the truth in this instance, it stands on his side, and I just want Mr. LaVontraye Andrews to take his opportunity to make it real. Why not? Why not finally settle the fucking score with the man that you allege abused you? Why not do that? You done went to everybody else and done talked shit. Why not bring your shit and your so-called truth to the forefront? Not the social media who can't do nothing for you. But say, amen, baby. But go get yourself some real justice. Some real closure. Okay, let me see. All that line dude was doing for a little cash, he needs to continue to hide under a rock. And I'm sure he will. Let me see here. Let me scroll up one more time. If you know, you know. On period, baby mother. Hey, Pam. Okay. Oh, you got a topic, child. Okay. Shout out to Pam Esquire, girl. I gotta check your email. But shout out to Pam. You guys, please follow Pam. She covers a lot of pop culture. She is a legit attorney, and so she's able to give y'all that real deal legal perspective. And she's been covering the Shanquella stuff as well, talking about extradition and all of that good stuff. So make sure that you guys sign up and subscribe to Pam Esquire, the Law Intellect. And once again, the case has been dismissed voluntarily. Right now, the case is over. So LaVontraye can count himself lucky, and you know, I'm sure he probably sees this in part as a win, and hell, it is. And if I was him, I would take that win and do the right thing with it. So Larry has submitted a notice of voluntary dismissal. Okay, and let me make sure that let me see something real quick. How's doing? And that is without prejudice. Okay, which means that Larry does have the option to refile, but Larry may not, in fact, refile, because I think this honestly is enough. I think the fact that LaVontraye ain't trying to be found is enough. That's enough. That's enough. That says it. Oh, baby. Okay. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna try to. Hold on. Do you guys want another commentary? Because I want to come back and get into some Kanye shit with y'all. Y'all do y'all want to get into some Kanye shit? Let me know if y'all want to get, because it is, you know, it's 9:30. I'm gonna try not to have that commentary be too long-winded. But if y'all want to get into some things, we can come back and get into some things. Ray saying no to Marcy. Ray, baby mother Ray is all across the ocean, girl. So she be like, girl, y'all be wide open. Why it's time for me to get my beauty rest? No. No. But we got so much to get into tomorrow too, Ray. I got Balenciaga, I got Kanye, I got this other commentary that it's related to Unhinged with Budweiser K and Larry. Okay, we got that to get into tomorrow. So it's already gonna be a lot going on tomorrow. Baby mother. Oh, Petty and Jen. I did see something on Neighborhood Talk about Jennifer Hugh and the judge encouraging Kenneth Petty, the two-time convicted felon husband of Nicki Minaj, to settle the lawsuit with Jennifer. Wow. And I think Jennifer also is going to be on Nosy Ho Live's platform tonight as well, you guys. So you guys make sure to check out Nosy Ho. I think she's going to have Jennifer on tonight. So Jennifer will be speaking herself, etc. I'm probably going to pooch over there too, especially if I decide to go live tonight. I'm going to watch them in the interim, preparing my own live stream. You can look at that beautiful face all night on period. I just want to look at you again. You guys are too funny. You guys are so funny. So funny. I just can't with you guys. I pray Larry wins. He already has, Leonard, in so many ways. All these weapons formed against Larry have not prospered. They done called this man everything from a pedophile, claimed he done gave people HIV. They done claimed he done extorted. They done claimed he done embezzled money. I mean, everything that can be said about a person has been said about Larry, and all God did was elevate this man. All God did was prepare a table for this man before his enemies. All God did was turn all them hating assholes and put them on their all fours, and allowed them to be a footstool for Larry. All this man did was elevate. Look at all the shit this man didn't accomplish, and still is to this day. These people rallied together, ganged up in 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s of low vibrational plates, baby. And they couldn't even put a goddamn, they couldn't even put a dent in the king's crown. It's powerful spiritual shit. And this man don't even have to say nothing. He's able to be the male Beyonce to the shit. Because what did Beyonce tell y'all? She said the best revenge is y'all what? Y'all paper. And that's why they mad. Larry's success and the way that people love him and appreciate him and adore him and respect him for all that he brings to social media. Because some of y'all who not in that Patreon, y'all only catch one side of Larry. Get into Patreon. This man is putting people on to business. This man is telling you how to level up your finances, your health. He has all type of financial and health experts over there. I mean, there's all type of wealth building, gem dropping information happening over in his Patreon. That's where the real community at. So, ain't nothing to be mad at. And, people going to continue to talk about him. Anybody in media going to be talked about, period. The good news is it doesn't hurt. The good news is the righteous folk in this space have adapted to the bullshit. There's no more emotionality. There's no need to come on social media hooping and hollering. Anything that you need to take care of, you have now worked in a way that gives you the resources to check them hoes in court where it needs to be well documented. And you're able to successfully move on with your life. So Larry has transcended having to come on his platform and speak the way that Beyonce has transcended, the way that plenty of people in the media have transcended having to speak to anything. They know exactly what to do about the what to do's and can stay perfectly perched and unbothered and flawless while doing so. That's where we all are with this shit now. Honey, we too pretty for this shit, baby. We too blessed for this. But hold on, wait. Let me. Before we get out of here, girl, let me just close out, child, with an nasty piece of Yolanda, honey. How doing? Girl, and shout out to the Ty East report, baby, because he put me on to this Yolanda song, girl. He was playing Yolanda in one of his live streams, child, and I just got my life off the song, y'all. Oh, yes, I did. How doing? My phone might die. I'm going to try to turn it back on any damn way. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see. Yep. And, just to add a little bit more, if LaVontraye did not argue diversity, the case would have moved forward. But he argued diversity as a result of submitting that Atlanta license, okay? So he wanted to avoid the case, and he successfully did that, okay? So the case being dismissed is because LaVontraye don't want no smoke. Why? It's the big question. Because he definitely been with all the social media shits, but he ain't with none of the courtroom shits, and he got somebody helping him with pro bono work. What's T? What's T, sis? What's T, Miss Vontrae? What's T, girl? Why you holding on? Why you holding on like this, honey? Okay, why? How doing? Yes, girl. You just gotta be blessed, y'all. We're gonna let Yolanda Adams take us out. Too many storms. They've passed our way. And we're almost out. Okay? Nobody can. The haters know it. Yes. Living it, baby. Was it all in vain? The deeper. Spoke to God. Called out his name. On his behalf. I asked. Just let go. work it out for you, baby. You just gotta stay blessed, baby. We pray that your soul will be blessed. Yes. Baby, you gotta wish them haters. You gotta see your haters happy, baby. You gotta pray for them folk to have joy in their soul, baby. Okay? That's what God expects you to do, baby. Just give them the other cheek, baby. Okay? All is well and works out for the will of the righteous, baby. The scriptures don't say some things work out for the well. It don't say partially work out for the well, baby. The scriptures say all things work for the well of the righteous, baby. Oh, yes, okay? You got to stay blessed, be blessed, live blessed, baby. You got to live in that energy. That's why Jesus wants you to turn the other cheek, baby, so you can be blessed. Don't you live life in distress, baby. Just let go. Let God. He'll work it out for you. You see what he's doing, right? We pray that their souls will be blessed, baby. Bless LaVontraye, baby. Bless the YouTube uploader. Bless Unhinged with Budweiser K, baby. Bless Bishop Big Lip, baby. Ain't nothing but good energy over here, honey. The cup overfloweth, honey. God been so good that we got good to give to those who speak against us, baby. Those who mean us no good, baby. Be good. Be good, honey. God love you too, sugar. Stop acting like you ain't loved, honey. Stop acting like you ain't nurtured, baby. Stop acting like God don't want you, baby. Wake up and be blessed, honey. Haters, wake on up, child. Just be blessed, honey. Okay? Don't you live life in distress. Oh, yes, you heard Yolanda, baby. Just let go in God. Because he'll work it all out for you, baby. He sent his son, the lamb, to die for you, baby. Slain them before the war, before you ever committed sin, honey. Wake up and act like you ain't on your bald-headed hoe stuff, baby. God is too good for all of that heathenness, honey. It's too much good out here to do, honey. Just open up your heart, because he'll work it all out for you, honey. Give it up, Yolanda. Yes, God. To the crown of your head, be blessed. My phone died. You get it. Okay. I got to get out of here, you guys. If I'm back, I will post in the community tab. I will see you guys later. Let me know what you guys think about the case. Let me know what you guys think about LaVontraye shucking and jiving, honey. Tell me all your thoughts to make sure that you thumbs up the video on your way out if you did not on your way in. And I will see you guys probably in a few, to be honest, okay? Check you guys later. Love you.